So I will ask that everyone please remember to keep your cameras and your mics off. We streaming to YouTube for our view. It's not public, but it's for our view. So Ogun Deji.
Elawa, 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 Arumala Korawa, Arumala Korawa, Arumala Korawa, Tu Bombay Ni, Oko Wusi Korawa, Tu Bombay Ni, Durama Wusi Korawa, Tu Bombay Ni, Iran, Ibiti Ojumala Mawa, Siliaye Korawa, Eba Baba, Eba Yeye, Eba Oluwo, Eba Ojubana, Eba Egbe, Eba Egun, Eba Iami.
Ashewa. To
So,
Aikulola.
Eji-Ogbe, Iwájú, Iwájú Lọ́pa bí ti ìrẹsì, dífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà, Ifá Ṣawolosi, Ife Ọ̀sọ̀títọ́, ẹbọ ni Mọ́níkọ̀ọ́sẹ̀, ǹjẹ́ ká sọ̀títọ́, ká sòdodo, àgbàtọ́ ń sọ̀títọ́ nímọ̀lẹ̀ ń bẹ, àṣẹ.
Ashewa. To Eshepupo to you both. Man, somebody feeling it. I'm feeling it. Proud of both of you on the low. Let's make E5, right? Let's make E5 a partner. The people that Arumala went to only wanted to have it their way. When Arumala got to Ife, he found the people that were going to do their part. Following the taboo, having good character, EY, striving for EY, striving for those things. Let's be of those people, right? Kind of fitting that that's our Itadogun. So I don't know if this first stanza is kind of long, but we'll get through it. If everybody wants to repeat after me, we're gonna say this one. Eji-Ogbe.
Eji-Ogbe,
Eji-Ogbe,
Eji-Ogbe.
The slender forest tree shall become a mighty tree.
the slender
The
forest
forest tree shall become a mighty tree.
A shortcut route shall become a major road.
a shortcut
route shall become a major road.
Major road.
The small trees shall become mighty forests.
The small
Small
tree shall
tree
The
become
small tree shall become a mighty forest.
These were the declarations of Ifa.
these
were
were
the
the declarations of
declarations
Ifa
These words were the words of Ifa.
To Baba Jagaranwa.
to
Baba
Baba Dagawanwa.
The name given to Eji-Ogbe.
The name given to
The name given to Eji-Ogbe.
When they declared that it was his turn to die.
When they declared that it was his turn to die.
He was advised to offer a bow.
He was advised to offer
a
a bow.
Eji-Ogbe asked them to try Oyeku Meji.
Eji-Ogbe
Oyeku Meji asked them to try Iwori Meji.
Oyeku Meji asked them to try Iwori Meji.
Iwori Meji.
Iwori Meji asked them to try Odi Meji.
Iwori Meji asked them to try
Odi Meji.
Odi Meji asked them to try Irosun Meji.
Odi Meji asked them to
try
Irosun Meji.
Irosun Meji asked them to try Owanrin Meji.
Irosun Meji asked them to try Iwori Meji.
Owanrin.
Owanrin
Meji.
Owanrin Meji asked them to try Obara Meji.
Iwori Meji asked them to
try Obara Meji.
Obara Meji asked them to try Okanra Meji.
Obara
Meji asked them to try Okanra Meji.
Okanra Meji asked them to try Ogunda Meji.
Okanra Meji asked them to try Ogunda Meji.
Ogunda Meji asked them to try Osa Meji.
Ogunda Meji asked them to try Osa Meji.
Osa Meji asked them to try Ika Meji.
Osa Meji asked them to try Ika Meji.
Ika Meji asked them to try Oturapon Meji.
Ika Meji asked them to try Oturapon Meji.
Oturapon Meji asked them to try Otura Meji.
Oturapon Meji
asked them to try Otura Meji.
Otura Meji asked them to try Ireti Meji.
Otura Meji asked them to try Ireti Meji.
Irete Meji asked them to try Ose Meji.
Irete Meji asked them to try
Ose Meji.
Ose Meji asked them to try Ofun Meji. Epa Odu.
Ose Meji asked them to try
Ofun Meji.
Ofun Meji asked them to try Ose Tora Ba Te 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 Te.
Ofun Meji
asked them to try
Please help carry my death away today.
Please help carry my death away today.
My death away today.
Oh, ye beast.
Oh, ye beast.
Oh, ye beast.
Help carry my death away today.
Help carry my death away today.
Help carry my death away for me to be prosperous.
Help carry my death away for me to be prosperous.
Help carry my death away for me to secure spouse.
Help carry my
death away for me to secure spouse.
Help me carry my death away for me to have children.
Help me
to carry my death away for me to have
children.
Help carry my death away for me to have all E-Ray.
Help carry my death away for me to have all E-Ray.
You beast. Help carry my death away today, you beast.
You beast. Help carry my death away today,
You beast.
Ashewa to. So let's begin by saying that Eji-Ogbe is the youngest of the 16 principal Odu. So please keep your mics muted and your cameras off. Eji-Ogbe is the youngest of the 16 principal Odu. So it tells us, it shows us in one way how sometimes the negative forces may attack the thing that's the youngest, the least protected, right? The one that's more vulnerable. Whether they vulnerable or not is what the energy, how this energy operates. So along with death, there was sickness, there was loss, there was contention. Itadogun Eji. So Eji-Ogbe said, no, that was on the first day, right? On the second day, the death went to Onyekumeji, and so on and so forth till it got to Osei Tura. That's 17. The whole time it was death was put off, but it started with Eji-Ogbe. It shows us the type of energy that Eji-Ogbe has, right? Or that expansion type energy, right? It's moving out, right? That expansion type energy has the ability to put aside death. So if it has, death is number one with our big five, right? Death, sickness, loss, contention, verbal fights, outright fights. Right? Death, the highest best, or the highest worst. Or I don't know how you would put that, but the point is that death is the big one because there's no coming back from that. So we don't want the physical death or premature death of anything. Death is put off until Osei Tura. Then Eji-Ogbe through Osei Tura makes the Ebo. So we see the taboo about blood, because blood is a sign of what? Death. So we can't wear death and put off death at the same time, right? That's one. Two is it tells us how to offer the Ebo and what the thing is that does it. So I know there's people out there doing Arukure. They're using 2 birds, 2 pigeons, 2 hens, 2 guinea fowls, 2 roosters. We have to do it with this Ebo. But the verse says, in order to put off these negative forces, that this is the way that we have to do it with the beast. O ye beast, carry my issues away. Very strong OD, right? Because with the longevity that it brings, right, it brings all erase. So even the verse tells us, right? Prosperity, children, spouse, all erase. So it removes death of physical death. It removes death of a relationship. It removes death of children. It removes blockages to prosperity. So we all face some type of premature death. There's other things that go along, with this Odu, but it's very powerful in the way that they give the story, like every Odu. But if death was off for 17 days, death worked its way through the other Megis, right, to Osei Tura. And so sometimes it's about starting a particular sequence, and that we should be trying to offer the Ebo typically within 17 days. Because we know at the end of the 17 days, what's next? it's back at Eji-Ogbe. Can we see the wisdom in that? Like, because all of us asked the question, we've asked the question at some point or another. You know, how long do I have? You know, I want to get to reading, but I'm not ready to make a bow yet. Sometimes it's like that. We have to remember that that's kind of the point. And that this Odu Eji-Ogbe tells us that after the 17 days, after it gets to Oshe Tura, it comes back around. It may be longer than that. The fact is that we don't know when. So we all advise to offer a bow accordingly. So Eji-Ogbe, the youngest of the 16 Mejis, put off death with a she-goat. So this is the reason why this animal and those like it are not consumed. It's because by wearing the blood, having the blood in you, on you, around you, you are welcoming that energy. So the question was asked, right? How can the priest who cast Eji-Ogbe offer for Eji-Ogbe? The answer is because of Oshe Tura. So if we look at it and look and see what the Babalawo does, right? The one who cast the Ifa. Here it is. The slender forest tree shall become a mighty tree. That is one of the Awo. The shortcut route shall become a major road. That's another Awo. The small trees shall become the mighty forest. That's another Awo. It says that these were the declarations of Ifa to Baba Jagadaruwa. Everybody say Jagadaruwa.
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 Okay.
Jagadaruwa.
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 Jagadaruwa. It's the alias of Eji-Ogbe. When they declared that it was his turn to die, he was advised to offer a bow. Who is they? Who is they? Who were they? Ifatusin?
The other mages?
The slender forest tree shall become a mighty tree. That's the name of the first Awo. The shortcut route shall become a major road. That's the Awo number 2. The small trees shall become the mighty forest. That's number 3. They were the one who cast Ifa for Eji-Ogbe. So here lies the secret. Aikulola.
Nothing but.
Ifatusin, Ifabileke.
So the Awos were the one that said it was time for him to die.
Benny, they
Yes.
cast the Ifa. So it's not necessarily that it's time for him to die, but that death was after Eji-Ogbe. So like we cast Ifa sometime and there's Iku, right? We cast Ifa, there's Arun. There, we cast Ifa, there's Ija, contention. There's sickness, contention, and Ofo, loss. So it's that they're relaying a message. These are the challenges facing Eji-Ogbe. So he was advised to offer a bow. Offer sacrifice. What he did is he offered sacrifice. He offered sacrifice later through Oshe Tura, but the sacrifice was offered. He put it off. So it's kind of like it's a blessing and it's a prohibition, right? That we shouldn't put Ebo off. Not that we do, but stuff happens. At the same time that we're able to, even with the reading, right? Because the reading happened first. Then Eji-Ogbe, after he was advised to offer a bow, he took the time, the 17 days or the 16 days for Iku, Arun, Ija, Ofo to go through the other Megis to Oshe Tura and finally have the Ebo satisfied. It tells us. So there's time in between. So whatever day they have, or whatever day that it says, or whatever, time period that was one day at this time, right? It tells us that it was put off each time. So it give us a cushion. It give us something to shoot for, right? It puts I guess kind of like rules to it, even that it says that Iku will follow. Iku will follow this. Sometimes. Who's to say? But the strength of Eji-Ogbe in order to do that and to use a beast, to use a foreleg. This is the thing that it tells us also how to put it off. What do we need to do to satisfy death? Also in Eji-Ogbe, in another verse, it talks about how those Itadogun Eji are transformed into Ire. It tells us that death is changed or transmuted, or however you want to say it. Death is changed into prosperity. Contention is changed into or turns into children. Loss turns into longevity. No, is it spouse turns into longevity? See, I don't even know. Death turns into prosperity. Sickness into spouse. Contention into children, and then loss into longevity. These are blessings guaranteed by Eji-Ogbe. This expanding light. So all those things that's all those blessings that come, they come from the higher part of heaven, the white part of heaven. Prosperity, Aj, white. Egbe, other than maroon, white. Spouse, white. All those high level, high vibrational energies we want to attract and remove death of a lifestyle, death of a relationship, spiritual death, physical death. So by us abstaining from blood, we keep death away from us, because in order for us to have blood, what had to die? whatever it is that we eating. It's a sure sign, right? Also for the mushrooms. Things have to stop moving, right? And be at rest for the mushrooms. So we have to honor that because this is a different form of death. Putrefaction, petrification. Questions, concerns, comments so far. Eji-Ogbe asked us to offer a bow with the she-goat. So by foregoing these animals, beasts with the S, we forego one because of the blood, because the blood symbolizes what, everyone?
Death.
Death.
Ashe. So the next verse, repeat after me, please. He who robes the child to befit the child.
He who robes the child to befit the child.
He who robes the child with the utmost of care.
He who robes the child with the utmost of care.
The one who wakes up early in the morning.
The one who wakes up early
In the morning.
Holding the robes of prosperity.
Holding the robes of prosperity.
The one who looks after the earth is the name of Ifa.
The one that looks after the earth is the name of
The name of Ifa.
Whoever you look to with your eye of compassion.
Whoever you
look to with your eyes of compassion
is blessed with prosperity.
It's blessed with prosperity.
Ifa, please look at me.
Ifa, please look at me.
With compassion and let me be blessed with riches.
With compassion and let me be blessed with riches.
Ashe, Ashe wa. So,
Ashe wa.
So the robes, right? The robes symbolize, right, prosperity, but it also symbolizes protection. We can see it y'all. Please keep y'all mics muted. Ogun Deji, if you see them without their mics muted, please put them in the timeout.
I say.
Hopefully we don't have nobody. So we see in other Odus, right, where it talks about the robes, it talks about clothing, right? We see it in Obarameji. No, it was Okanrameji. Right? Kame Fun, Kafi Tole, Aje, Kamedu, Kafi Tole, Ileke, Kamedu, Kafi Tole, Asho. Right? We've seen it, yeah. We've seen it there. We've seen it in Oshe Tura. Right? What the fabric represents. right? We seen it in the Conrana Disa. It talks about the durability of the fabric. The fabric symbolizes direct prosperity. Also, a level of protection. So it's this duality, right? That we must look for, right? In the verses, it's directly talking about children first. The first verse talked about children. The verse talks about the utmost care. So children are associated with what energy? Well, don't everybody raise their hand at once. Go ahead, Ai Kulola. Ifa Tusin, both of y'all.
I was gonna say Yamaya.
Akika!
Ashake.
Shege! Iyalodeo! Muso, Muso, Muso. Egbe, Akika Shege. The Egbe colors are what? That we see, right? Looking around. Yellow, green, some reds. These primary colors, right? They're associated with children. Doing certain things, right? Placing protection, right? A certain level of protection on our children. Doing things, right? Teaching them good character. Sparkling white teeth adorns the smile. We won't get into that, but he who robes a child with the utmost care. How we move, how we act, the things we do, the things we don't do, right? Good character, balanced character, abstaining from taboos, doing all these things are robes that we use to befit the child. What kind of protection is good character? What kind of protection is optimism? What kind of protection is love? What kind of protection is integrity? What kind of protection is honesty? What kind of protection is truthfulness? These things is the true prosperity. These are things that help us acquire wealth. IJ and Owo. The one who wake up early in the morning, what y'all supposed to be doing in the morning? Pray, feel like MC Hammer. Let's pray. We pray, we putting out the protection. We're already putting on those layers of protection, right? We remove the ones we need to remove: death, sickness, loss, contention, curse. Bring long life, prosperity, spouse and children, victory over adversaries, success and elevation, awareness, spiritual, physical elevation. These are the things that we place in, because when we do those things first, the other stuff is just going to fall in line. Doors going to be open, pathways going to be open, destiny is going to increase. So taking care of our children and our Egbe, right? Whether they somebody else's children that's our children or not. Holding the robes of prosperity. The one who looks after the earth is the name of Ifa. So it's saying that if Ifa can do it with the world, then we can also utilize Ifa to do it with our world. Ashe. If Ifa can do it for the whole world, Aye have an Odu, Olodumare have an Odu. They bound by Ifa. They bound by Odu. They bound by Olofin. So we are able to use the same Ifa, right, for our world. We do, right? We do it every 17 days, right? And those individual Odus, we use the same energy on a daily basis to take care of our world. If I tell us that when we do that, then we receive multiple blessings, riches. Again, it's a different, same sentiment in a way, right? Riches and prosperity, they're two different things. But it tells us that we'll have both. It tells us how to do it, right? Those who wake up early in the morning, holding the robes of prosperity. Whoever you look to with eyes of compassion is blessed with prosperity. Ogbe Alara, right? Ifa, when you're fully awake, please look at me with eyes of compassion. Is with eyes of compassion that the heavenly stars look at the stars below. Ifa, when you're fully awake, please look at me with eyes of compassion. It is eyes of compassion that one used to acquire wealth, right? Ifa, when you're fully awake, look at me with eyes that wife looks at her man. Ifa, when you're fully awake, please look at me with eyes like a child looks at a well-decorated plate. Sometimes our vision is impaired. Sometimes our vision can be impaired. I'm just saying, I ain't gonna point no fingers, right? But all of us, all of us, I ain't gonna point no fingers, but all of us, sometimes our vision can be impaired. Yeah, you too, Darian. Yeah. Don't you wear glasses? I see you squinting on TikTok. I don't know about all that. But the point is that our vision can be impaired. Some more than others. Some of us have that thing because we're supposed to look internally first. It doesn't mean that our vision isn't the same or we can't see the same things. We can't necessarily, right? It's always going to be a different perspective. The way you see it, I'm not going to see it. The way Aikulola sees it is not the way Ifawumi going to see it. Ifakunle not going to see it my way. Darian not going to see it Ifakunle way. Ishe not going to see it like Ifatusin. Ogun Deji not going to see it like Aikulola. It's not possible. So we have to understand that, right? Seeing things in a different way. Sometimes we have to close our eyes, right? And look from a different place. Compassion. It's giving us the keys to certain things in the verse. It is through these gifts, right? I was talking about it today, right? With Egbe. It is through these gifts that we have abundance, that we have prosperity. It's because you always divinely led. If you move with these eyes, then you always divinely led. The verse don't even talk nothing about like anything negative at all, right? So it's not even supposed to be on that energy. So it's telling us with our Egbe, with our children, whether they God children, physical children, whoever around us, subordinates, peers, whenever we're in the midst of someone else, right? The way that we can take care of them and ourselves is by waking up in the morning. By doing this, we holding on to prosperity, high level shit. This is where we at. Then from there, we're using our spiritual gifts, our compassion, our empathy, our mediumship, our whatever, right? Because we're in this place and we're using different eyes to see different things. I'm just saying, man, all y'all rich. We just waiting till the day where you meet your Owo. You are rich because of the sight that you have. It's just a matter of time till you get to your riches. Continue doing it the way that Ifa say doing it. High vibrational energy, using all the eyes that you have. Some of y'all got 4, 6, or 8 of them. I'm just saying. So we got one more. Y'all ready? I'm trying to get it all on there, so if y'all want to go back and listen, everything will be in one class. We can probably talk about them again. I'll check back with y'all. But we're gonna do the last one. Eji-Ogbe.
Eji-Ogbe.
The fire burns and burns.
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 Burns and burns.
And go, oh, yeah, okay, let's get it together. And goes to the ocean bank to rest.
It goes
It
to the
goes
ocean
to the
bank to
ocean
rest.
bank to rest.
The sun shines and shines.
The
The
sun
sun
shines
shines
and
and shines.
And goes to the lagoon bank to set.
and goes to the
And goes
lagoon
to the
bank.
lagoon bank to set.
The breeze sweeps the plain and forest.
The breeze sweeps the plain and
He
forest.
sweeps the plains and forest.
And goes to the back of the ocean to recess.
And goes to the back
And
of the
goes to
ocean
the
to
back
recess.
of the ocean to reset.
These were Ifa's declarations to IJ.
These were Ifa's declarations to
The 5 declarations to Ajay.
Wealth, their offspring.
Well, the offspring
Of Ibini and
of
Okun.
Ibini and Okun.
Of Ibini
Of Ibini and Ogun.
Okun. Ibini
Ibini
And Okun.
and to Okun.
And Okun.
Their offspring in Irada.
Their offspring
Offspring in Irada.
And to Omidan.
and to Omidan.
And to Omidan.
The beautiful damsel. Their offspring in Ikopa.
The beautiful damsel. Their offspring in Ikopa.
When they were going to reside in the home of Arumala.
When they were going
When
to
they were
reside in
going
the
to
home.
reside in the home of Orunmila.
My father, Agba Nerigun,
My father,
Nerigun,
they were advised to offer a bow
they were advised
I
for
offer
and after casting your own Ifa,
after casting their
and
own
after casting your own Ifa,
help me cast mine before I return.
help me cast mine before I
before I return.
These were the declarations of Ifa to Enini the Do.
These
These were the
Declarations
declarations of
of
Ephah
Ifa
to do.
and the do.
The offspring of Ajani Warun,
The
The
offspring of
offspring
when going to reside in the home of Arumala.
when going to reside.
Orunmila.
My father, Agba Naregun,
My father,
My
Akbar,
father, Agbon Nerigun,
he was advised to offer a bow,
he was advised to
something big and heavy that is coming from the sky.
something big and
something
heavy
big and
that
heavy
is
that
in
is
the
coming
sky.
from the sky.
These were Ifa's declaration to Arumila.
These were
These
Ephah's
were
declarations to
Orunmila.
Orunmila.
When four Iray were waiting endlessly,
When four Urays were waiting endlessly.
he was advised to offer a bow,
He was advised to
He was
offer.
advised to offer a bow.
he complied.
He complied.
Not too long, not too far.
Not too long.
Not too long, not too far.
Come and join us in the midst of joy.
Come and join us in the midst of joy.
In the midst of joy, you will find us at the foot of the King of the Orisha.
In the midst of joy, you will find us at the
But of the King of
Orisha.
So, anybody want to tell me who the owl are?
You one of them.
You said I'm one of them. Is that what you said?
The three, you mean, Baba? The three?
What I say? What I say? Go ahead. You know what? Go ahead, Aikulola.
You said the owl.
In this verse.
No, I don't. I was talking about the three owl from the other jump. My bad, Baba.
Did you raise your hand again or no? Who can see the verse? Who can see the verse? Can any of y'all see the verse right now? Ogun Deji, Ifakunle. The first owl is the fire burns and burns and goes to the ocean bank to rest. Ashe. The other verse, go ahead, Ogun Deji. I mean, not the other verse, but
My bad, I had walked away from my computer, but yeah, like you said, the fire, the ocean, the sun, the
just
lagoon.
say, read them for me, Baba. Ashe.
The fire burns and burns, and goes to the ocean bank to rest. The sun shines and shines and goes to the lagoon bank to sit. The breeze sweeps the plain and the forest and goes back to the ocean to recess. These are Ephraim's decorations to IJ. Keep going.
No, that's good.
I say.
What's unique about these things, right? Ifatimilean?
Oh, I was going to just say, is that implying Yemoja or no?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you what it is that you see that I may not.
No, just like when I'm seeing the repeating of the ocean, mother, to reset, to set, to recess. Like I'm just looking at the commonality amongst it. That's all. So I was just implying maybe did it have anything to specialize with Yemoja or not?
No. Um, Not directly. So it's talking about IJ, right? So this is the
Mhm.
ultimate thing, and so the so I can understand that, but um, it's talking about a process. The Okun bees is status. Ashe, Ifatusin.
I think it was just posted. I was gonna ask, was one of the owls Aj?
Well, no, these are the ones who cast E5 for IJ.
So Aj is nothing. Oh, okay, never.
Mm-hmm. So even it says wealth, the offspring of Ibini and Okun beads. So there's the blessing of wealth, spouse, and children. And so it's a process, right, of transformation. Right? The fire burns and burns and goes to the ocean bank to rest. There's some process that needs to happen to be of purification. Right? The fire will do what? It'll burn itself out. The sun shines and shines and goes to the lagoon bank to set. So as hot as the sun is in the sky, it goes to the water, which is cool. And it kind of like puts the fire out. It puts it goes to the lagoon. You can see the sun move over the water and sets. So in a way, it's an act of cooling, solidifying. So it's telling us about, again, another process. The breeze sweeps the plain and the forest and goes back to the ocean to recess. There's movement, right? Continuous movement, unabated progress. But it tells you like the three different stages that these blessings manifest. It tells different types of atmosphere that come along with these three blessings that's been waiting to come from heaven to earth. How we gonna refine ourselves? to help things solidify, to bring tranquility. It tells us in Eji-Ogbe, right, about wealth. It's different than prosperity. I'm saying we want that too, right? It come along with it, but prosperity without wealth, it don't make sense. It's the wealth that drives the prosperity. It talks about Omidan, the damsel, and their offspring of Ikopa, Ifa, Opwe. Even Aruma was advised to offer a bow. Or those going to the home of Aruma was advised to offer a bow. Everybody's advised to offer a bow. After casting your own Ifa, help me to cast mine. Show me the way to blessing. It's support from Ifa and whatever, right? It doesn't make for everybody who in a pursuit of wealth. Children are the true wealth. You don't get there without spouse. Because they bring their own prosperity with them. Ancestor Egbe. How do the Odus of even our children support us? Because you're a part of their destiny as well. A Johnny Waroon, whoever touched their head with money. Let me see. Whoever touched their head with money. This the true way of putting money on your head. You know, they be putting, some of the people be putting stacks. So you touch money to the head, right? Right? Because of Ori. A Johnny Waroon and a Khan Ranadisa is the one who does it to tell what the issue is that it brings long life. We can go back to some other Odus, Ogbe Yanu, right? They talk about Ori, Ogbe Sa, right? They talk about paying for one's Ori. This is one of the things about Ebo, or that we do in Ebo, right, is money to the head. It's because of Johnny Waroon. Johnny Waroon, he who rubs his head with money. He who rubs his head with money will not die. He who does this, his destiny will stay with him in old age. A Johnny Waroon is he who rubs his head with money. Longevity. Certain things bring us longevity. The do and Nini, the offspring of longevity. So we can see the other verse, right? The other taboo about being out in the early morning dew. The early morning dew, the offspring of the offspring of a Johnny Waroon. The dew collects, right? So and sometimes in like Itadogun Eji, it talks about the solidifying of different energies. It's some things that's still out at that time when the dew is collecting. Iku, Arun, Ija, Ofo. These things are collecting in the world, right? Most of the challenges we face or that people face due to visibility, right, issues, is at the time when there's no light out. That's when the dew is collecting. Brushing one's body against the early morning dew has the opposite effect of as rubbing your head with money, touching your money to your head for Eji-Ogbe. It's not quite time for expansion. It's not possible for light to be out when the dew starts to collect. It starts at the darkest time of the day. So these high vibrational white light energies, right? Longevity. We have to have longevity before we have anything. The blessings don't do you any good. They're not your blessings if you're not here to see them. Being out at our time, right, to receive our blessings during the light. Moving in the light, working in the light, staying in the light. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Staying in the light brings us to expansion. It helps us to move out, right? Our energy is conserved if you think about it. If you're not out at night or early in the morning, that means you got all day to be out till the street lights come on. Then after the street lights come on, you got to start finding your way back into the house, right? Because you're utilizing your energy in a certain way. You're using your expansion energy during the time of expansion, then progress, moving forward. This is why things happen during the day and not at night. It also helps to regulate our day. You're not up too early, or even if you're up, you're not out. The verse before talked about being up praying. So you can't be up praying in the early morning if you out. Piecing some of these things together, right? Helping us to progress. By doing this, right? By even regulating one's schedule, right? Makes room for blessing. So it's kind of crazy, right? We say it all the time, never being too early, right? We want to be on time. We want to be on time for our blessing. We want to be on time for our E-ray, right? We want to, miss the sucker, miss the hater, we want to do all that. How are we going to do that if our time or our schedules aren't regulated? How does mood affect the decisions we make? This Ifa tells us the blessing is coming, and they're gonna come out of nowhere. Something big gonna fall from the sky, the verse say. But it talk about three blessings falling like almost at once. The last one is advice. The one that's missing is advice. So this Odu supports, right? It talks about, sorry for some of y'all, some of y'all divine masculines, right? Some of y'all men divine masculine, some of y'all women divine masculine, right? But it talks about a feminine energy. It could be man or woman. A feminine energy giving good advice. That's the only blessing that this person will lack, or those who receive this Odu. They will have the tangible blessings: spouse, children, prosperity. The fourth E-ray is advice. So if there's someone close to those where this Odu is revealed, whoever this Odu is revealed for, that gives good advice. This Ifa says that we should rely on them. Where'd you get that at, Baba? It's in there. 3 grade E-ray coming. Almost all at the same time. The fourth E-ray, the person will receive, we receive it, but it's in the form of advice. Questions, concerns, comments? Ifarike, Ifabileke.
Boy.
Boya Boshishe.
Baba, is this for someone who has the Odu now, or ever a person who ever has had the Odu?
So it's for us. It's our Itadogun. So, I can't say that, hey, everybody gonna receive all these blessings at this time, right? Some of us may be on the road to these things. We may have one and not the other, but we may be on the road to it. We may have two and not the other. We may have three and not realize the fourth. We may have the 4, 3, and 1 and don't have 2. I can't say where you at in this, but those are the E-ray that it's talking about. So you may have, it's not saying that you don't have someone around you. It's saying that you do have someone around you that acts already in this capacity. But the difference between this E-ray and the other 3 is that it's not tangible. Do we understand? So all of us have people around us to give us good advice. It could be family members, it could be friends, it could be any of that. But as Ifa tells us that, when we hear good advice from this person, or when we receive good advice from this person, we must follow it. It's blessing, is what it's saying. Ashe, did I answer your question?
Ashe.
Anyone else? Going once. Oh, Courtney, Aburo Boya Boshishe, Ifa Tayo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
My question is, it says no needles. Is that referring to like drug needles, or does that encompass everything involving a needle?
Everything involving a needle.
Okay.
So I wouldn't even be crocheting. I would stay away from crocheting, over the next 17 days. So the thing that is crazy about Ifa, right, is that we had this Odu several times, right, during the last pandemic. And so Ifa will tell us to stay away from needles because we're not supposed to receive those injections. Right? So not only is that, so tattooing, anything to do with a needle. It could be 2 kids playing over a play needle that causes a fight. You know?
Right.
However you choose to exercise it, it's just that you need to have the information to be aware. Right, but I would definitely say no injections. Definitely.
Okay.
No
Okay.
tattoos.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
That answers my question.
Okay. Ifarike,
Do you know when you'll be doing the above it Baba?
I don't know, but do you want to do it? I'm gonna do it. Probably tomorrow. I'm not going I'm not going to I'm gonna send the money to Nigeria. So they'll probably offer that on Saturday, but as soon as the money's sent, it's not on us. So I'll be doing that tonight. But I'll do the elbow tomorrow. You know, I don't like the dilly dally. So maybe I cast it today. Today was kind of a lot because of O'Shea 5, but I got you. I don't, you know. Have I been doing that in the past?
Oh.
Oh, okay. Ashe. Ashe. You come down here and hold the goat though.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm off to tomorrow and the next day, 2 days.
Tomorrow.
Shit, I'm tired.
Come on down here because LaShonda we'll be seeing LaShonda tomorrow evening. You know, Lori will be down here. Ifawumi will be here. I'll be here. Y'all will be here in spirit. So,
Sure.
Ashe. Ashe. Anybody else? Ifawumi, you got any questions?
No questions, Baba.
Ifakunle, you got any questions?
No, straight.
Ifatayo, do you have any questions? Courtney,
No
you got, oh, yeah,
question.
there you go.
I had to
She's like,
take off my mic.
is he
I had to take
calling
off my
me? Ifatimi Land, any questions?
No, Baba.
Ashe. Adiola Afinju. Any questions?
Quick question, Baba. Can you quickly say why no peanuts?
Egbe Akika Shege.
Ashe.
So there's 2 peanuts in a shell. Okay. 2 peanuts in a shell, right? One peanut symbolizes you, Borokini Aye, the big person on earth. And the other peanut in the shell symbolizes Borokini Orun, your heavenly mate in Orun. So they are joined, right, as one. If you see one peanut, it looks odd, don't it?
Yes.
Looks very odd. You're like, I ain't eating that peanut. So the peanut symbolizes Egbe. It says that we are El Egbe. There's some other things like Tete, but they're not common. We shouldn't sleep in the dark. It says that the person that this Odu is revealed for will have between 3 and 5 children. Some other different things, but because of Egbe, El Egbe. So during this time, right, we should be speaking well because we'll receive support from the most unlikely sources. So El Egbe people, right? We can go back and forth between El Egbe and Egbe are married. Y'all can without being initiated, but it talks about the way you utilize Egbe energy. So being Elegbe, it has the ability, like people will recognize you on a soul level, right? When people give your kids money, right? They'll give the kids stuff. It's because they recognize the children on a spiritual level. It's because of that Elegbe energy. So being popular with your Egbe, being seen by your Egbe. They can't see you if you eating peanuts. Or they see you differently because of peanuts. Anybody else? Oh, I'm sorry. Ia Shay. I was calling on people, huh? Ia Shay.
No questions, Baba.
Darian. Ifatimi Land. Ashay.
Yes, Baba. So what you put in the chat about the 17 days of us eating clean, just trying to eat clean. Is there any advice that you'd like to add on to that? Just for clarification for some.
So there's been times before, right, when we've had this Odu. We had this Odu last year this time on the 20th. So it symbolizes like a bunch of stuff. Iyanifa Ifakimi posted something in the chat that she read. There's always something going on with the food. So if they introduce one thing somewhere, chemtrails, right? They can't release the thing that activates it. They have to release it some other type of way. You know, I mean, so having this diet, right? Because I have an Eji-Ogbe child, I cast the If off of her. So I've been able to travel all over the United States during COVID, even in Africa twice during COVID. That's just me. But it is partly due because of my kids too, all over the US and stuff like that. They mama too. So being able to do that, right? It has to be something in the food. It has to be like, you know, it has to be. So having this particular diet, right, where we're reducing our intake of the animals or the things that transmit the disease is. Who is it to have mad cow disease? Cows. Who is it to have bird flu? Birds. So just being mindful. So maybe not, because this Odu talks about eggs as well, right? It's not just the birds, but the eggs. And in a physical way, but what they represent too as well. Because egg is about children and da 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 da, and eggs represent that. So I can't tell you why, but we'll see. There's been different examples. You know what? I'm gonna stop that. I don't mean to